Hey, how's it going, everyone? Foxy here with a bit of a strange story and experience I had with a Harley Davidson dealership. I want to say back in 2017, maybe 2018. I'm not going to name the dealership in particular because it had been such a long time, and really it's just not appropriate, especially if the people involved are no longer working there. Still, it's a story that I think about from time to time, especially with me now being a GM of a motorcycle dealership of my own. So, prior to this experience, I had never walked into a Harley shop before, never had any real reason to. I've been to many bike shops in general, but never a Harley one prior to this. Long story short, I already had two motorcycles at this time, one being a Yamaha Virago 500, a weird Canadian import, and a Gen 1 Yamaha VMAX, a 1988, that was by no means a stock motorcycle. So I wanted something basically to replace that Virago that was falling apart. I wasn't going to trade it in or anything like that. I was actually going to give it to a family member who wanted the bike as a project. But because of that, I wanted something smaller that was easy to handle and didn't have the disgusting power that the VMAX had. So I came across a Harley dealership that was selling a used Street 750 in blue. Didn't have a whole lot of miles on it, maybe at the most 6,000 miles, and based off the photos, it looked to be in fantastic condition. And trust me when I say I am intensely familiar with the fact that people hate these bikes, especially the Harley crowd for whatever various reasons they have. Oh, it's a chick bike. Oh, it's a kid's bike. It's not a real motorcycle. None of that matters to me. A motorcycle is a motorcycle, and this fit the bill of what I was wanting and expecting, plus I've already been on one before, so I knew what I was getting into. I don't exactly 100% recall the price, but I do remember it being somewhere around $5,500 without tax and dock fees. Not only do I email this dealership, but I also call them and asked about this bike in particular, and the guy that I talked to over the phone, let's call him Mark, said, yeah, it's still available, it's still for sale, and when I asked about the pricing, he wouldn't tell me anything. He did the typical sales tactic that I despise, where they're all like, well, we don't give out the door pricing over the phone, and that I would have to come in if I wanted numbers like that. I told him, okay, whatever, fine, I'll come in tomorrow. And I never got any sort of response on email, by the way, not that it really matters. The plan was that I was going to go to my bank and take out a certified check from my account to pay for it in full with no financing whatsoever. It should have been an easy, simple process, and I would have picked it up like in the next day or two once I got a ride to the shop. Clearly that didn't go as planned. The next day, I make my way over to the dealership. I walk inside. It really wasn't busy, maybe like 2-3 people in there, and we're talking late September, early October. I was immediately thrown off because like 70% of that dealership was nothing but clothing, gear, collectibles, wall art. Very little space was really dedicated to the bikes themselves. I mean, they had 15 bikes, but they were all crammed into this small area, but nothing was sitting there that wasn't a brand new motorcycle. I guess they kept the used ones in the service area. I have no idea. They just weren't on the floor. Mind you, I've been inside this dealership at this point for maybe 10-15 minutes, and no one said hello, no one has acknowledged me. Everyone was kind of avoiding me like the plague, or so it seemed. The other couple people that were in there, including male and female workers, were definitely older than myself and looked like the typical Harley fan. I don't know if anyone's going to take offense to that, but here I am in my mid-20s, long dyed hair, bit of a weird skater, emo, hybrid look I had going on at the time, and basically I stuck out like a sore thumb. It definitely gave off like I was an outsider walking into uncharted territory. So eventually I walked over to the service counter and I asked the worker about the bike, and the gentleman asked me if I was working with someone already. Of course I told him, yeah, I was working with Mark over the phone about it, and his response was, okay, well let me get him for you. So I walk around for another couple minutes looking at the bikes, and Mark comes out, introduces himself, and I explain, hey, we talked over the phone yesterday, and I really wanted to see about that Street 750. He said, oh, is this your first bike? I say back, no. He says, well, what else do you have? I explained to him that I have a Virago and a VMAX, and he recoils his head back like I had said something that was just mind-blowing to him. He then asked me, why would you want a Street 750? And I say, just something to putt around on. I didn't need anything big. I didn't need anything fast by any means. As I'm explaining this to him, he cuts me off and shakes his head. He says, no, you don't want a bike like this. It makes no sense for you. Why would you want something so small? I was just thrown off. I remember saying, well, I've already ridden one before, and it was pretty much exactly what I was wanting. Also telling him that how I like to tinker around with bikes, so I was going to do my own work on it and possibly get some performance stuff just for, shits and grins. Immediately, this guy's dismissive and tells me, you don't want this bike, especially if you have a VMAX. He then proceeds to walk me over to this Dyna that was white, and he says, this is the bike you're looking for. I just remember standing there dumbfounded, thinking, why the fuck is this dude showing me this bike that's like 14 grand? It's not even anywhere near close to what I'm interested in. I was polite. I tell him, no thanks. I really just want that 750. I explained, look, I'm paying cash for it right now. I'm not financing whatsoever. I tell him, hey, if it's in good shape, as the photos show, and it rides good, I'm going to buy it right now. He completely ignores that. Just tells me that you're not going to be happy with the bike, and how he doesn't want to sell this bike to me knowing that somehow I'm going to be upset, and he was afraid of getting a bad review. It was just a really weird excuse. All I said was, look, Mark, I've already been on one, as I've already told you. I know what I'm getting into. And he cuts me off again, saying, yeah, but it's slow. I was so irritated at this point that I was biting my tongue not to make a smart-ass remark saying, yeah, so are all of your bikes. I don't give a shit. We kept going back and forth for another, 3-4 minutes. Nothing but him trying to push me onto this Dyna that I made extremely clear I do not want. I say to Mark, please just show me the bike. I'm here right now offering to buy it off your hands, and you're not selling it to me. Why won't you sell me the bike? He kept on the same story about how I'm not going to be happy with it and it's meant for beginners, and how because I'm a VMAX rider, somehow that means that I'm an advanced rider. It was all very weird. And I got fed up. I said, I don't want that Dyna. I will never own a Dyna, so are you going to sell me the 750 or not? He shakes his head no and tells me something about some used red Sportster that I could have instead for that same price as the Street 750. I told him, forget it. I shouldn't have to argue to buy a bike from you that I could pay cash for right now. I remember saying something exactly like that. He didn't say one fucking word. No one did. I left, went home just confused, thinking, what the hell was that? The very next day, Mark calls my phone and asks me when I was planning on coming in to check out the Street 750, as if the entire conversation never happened. I go, Are you okay? Are you high? I did come in, and you refused to sell me the bike. He denies it at first until I said, you wanted to put me on a Dyna. He then pauses, changes his tone of voice, and goes, oh, yeah, I didn't realize that was you. Well, that Dyna is still for sale, and I still have that red Sportster if you want it. I just remember hanging up and sitting there at my desk with my hands on my head for like 5-10 minutes, struggling to process how insanely stupid this entire interaction for the last couple days was. He never called again, and I have never once stepped inside of a Harley dealership since. Look, I know that just because if you have one bad experience, it doesn't mean that all of these Harley dealerships are going to be the same. But the problem is, sometimes all it ever takes is one horrendous experience to never go back. It's the same sort of deal with restaurants when you really think about it. If the food and service both suck, why the hell would you ever go back just because you hope it gets better? It doesn't really work like that sometimes. Some people may say, well, why didn't you talk to the GM? Or why didn't you talk to the sales manager? Or whatever. I didn't see the point. And I'm sure some of you are saying, well, you dodged a bullet by not buying that bike because they're shit or unreliable, whatever. Maybe, maybe not. But I did end up buying something different. Not even anywhere near what I expected. But I got a fantastic deal, and it has been ultra reliable, and it's still kinda fast for what it is. It was a brand new but a year old Kawasaki Versys 300X that was on sale at practically invoiced cost. Plus, the dealership was giving me 25% off any and all accessories for the bike, and I'm pretty sure it was free labor as well, if I remember correctly. So I ended up paying about the same, if not less, on this brand new Kawasaki 0 miles with a decent warranty and a few add-ons to boot. This Kawasaki dealership was night and day different. They were ultra nice, listened to everything I was explaining to them. Originally, I thought about getting a Vulcan S, but they talked me into at least checking out the 300 Versys because it would work better for what I was really wanting, and it was a far cheaper option. And at this point, I'd never been on an adventure bike before, regardless that it was a basic beginner-level adventure bike. I took it out for a demo, along with the Vulcan S, and I just flat out fell in love with the Versys. I paid cash for it the next day, and have owned it for several years. The dealership was wonderful, absolutely amazing people, but unfortunately they ended up closing down after being in business for many, many years. I still go back to this weird experience I had with Mark at the Harley shop and think, did they even have the bike in the first place? Or was this just a giant front to get a customer in the door and then upsell them on something else? I really don't know. The whole experience from beginning to end was just so bizarre, and I hope that all Harley shops aren't like this, but I really don't know, and I don't care to find out if I'm being brutally honest. As a GM now, I couldn't even fathom treating a customer like that, and if I found out that a person in my sales department treated my customer that way, they would be gone. That level of disrespect goes beyond the ability to train that employee to basically not be a dick. Feeling the customer out to understand what they want, whatever bike they're looking at, is one thing. That's normal. We all do it. But if a customer 100% knows exactly what they want and is willing to pay right then and there, why are you denying the sale? Why would you treat anyone that way? Offer them to demo the bike, just so they can be 100% sure of what they want. But to immediately come off as dismissive and then push a sale for a bike the customer wants nothing to do with is just weird and really, really shitty. It's horrible business at the end of the day. So yeah, that was my worst dealership experience. If you have one that you would like to share, please, by all means, I would love to hear it in the comments section. Again, I have to say that this absolutely does not mean that all Harley-Davidson dealerships are like this, but this was the first one I ever stepped foot in, and it ended up being the worst dealership experience I ever had, not just with motorcycles, but with cars as well. So with that said, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening. I could always do more of these story time type videos in the future if they interest you. Either way, take care, everyone. Merry Christmas, and of course, ride safe.